All right, everybody, welcome. Good morning. Zombie Group's camera ratio's off. Let me fix that. But welcome and good morning. You're tuning into the WCS Valencia WCS circuit broadcast, covering some of the groups here in the round of 80. Whoa.
There we go.
You're not using the right mic. I don't think. Say something again.
Hello.
You're definitely not using the right mic.
On Discord?
Yes.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, you sound so good. Good morning,
Okay.
Zombie Grub.
Good night.
Oh, okay. Goodbye.
Well, I can't say anything good night without saying goodbye. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's like you can't type G2G to mean good to go. Nobody's ever gonna see it that way. It's always just gonna be gotta go, bye. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Tried that once, didn't work out.
all right, folks. Well, big thank yous to the fine fellows who have actually retweeted us, including In Control, DreamHack Starcraft, Ravi, and many others. Thank you for that support, guys. We're gonna be getting into games here shortly. We're actually in the lobby for the first one right now with one of my favorite Protoss players, actually.
Yeah? Cloudy's your favorite Protoss player?
I really like him. Whoa, that's loud. Okay, so let's talk about this. That's muted for the moment. They're using a very special server for this, guys. This isn't like just regular StarCraft 2 log on and play. So apparently my sound wasn't set to the proper settings, and give me just a moment here to adjust as make sure all these things are set the way they should be. I didn't think trying to yeah, master volume at 100%. I don't think so, StarCraft. Nice try. Make everybody deaf. Real cool, StarCraft. All right, I'll have to adjust it here, but let's just turn the music down. I think we should be good to go. Okay, this should sound good to stream. Let me know if it's a problem, guys. We'll get into it as soon as we can. It looks like it doesn't matter that I had some issues. Still gonna take a second, anyways. Real quick, zombie. These are all just best of threes, right?
Correct. I don't see why it would be any different.
Just double checking here because I don't have any informations other than the most basic of basics. So you guys also gotta apologize here. The bot is currently not working. The Partouf bot. It'll probably be up around the second game in the series. I went to go turn it on, and Windows is trying to update, and it was doing it very slowly. Like I sat there for like a good 5 minutes where I said, you know what? We'll deal with this later.
Sounds like a good plan, man. Yeah, I had a rough start. I'm kind of getting my bearings still a little bit, but I slept the entire day. I'm not even kidding. Well, the thing is that I went to bed at a normal time. Yeah, right. I went to bed at a normal time, perfectly reasonable time, midnight, right? And I was like, wow, finally my sleep schedule is back on point. And then I woke up at 4 a.m., couldn't go back to sleep, so I played a city builder for 5 hours. And then I went to take a nap, and then I had a Korean lesson, and then I did that, and then I just slept for the next 6 hours up until this point. But
So
now I'm
almost
ready to go.
well prepared for today. Almost.
Almost. I think combined I got like 10 hours rest, right? So that's like good, but it was combined. So it's
All right.
questionable, but I'm good now.
Well, we're hopping into the first game. It's a best of 3 for the WCS Valencia circuit broadcast. Quick note, this guy in the bottom right, he might not actually look like Neeb despite the Home Story Cup posts, but he is the Yellow Terran, Ziggy.
Whoa. That was a bit of an overreaction. The top left has the purple Protoss. He is Cloudy.
Now, I wasn't really exaggerating earlier when I said Cloudy's one of my favorite Protoss. He's actually been really super adorable in general, especially in regards to working with him in the house. Very polite. For those who don't know, he is staying in the BaseTradeTV house in Korea, so super shout outs to Cloudy. But he's also a pretty good player, and while he has not won much of anything notable, it is worth noting that the few times we've cast him recently, he's actually done really impressive things. And I don't mean like super flashy, oh my god, this guy's like the next Bonjour, but he's been playing very solid. He's had really good thought process. You can see his decision making versus I think it was Syria versus Scarlet. I want to say one of the in-house things we did a while back. So I've got big hopes for Cloudy in this tournament, and I think in this sort of round of 80 or whatever it's called with the groups, he's got a pretty good chance of at least getting a decent way through DreamHack, or excuse me,
yeah.
WCS Valencia.
No, careful there. Yeah, I think the thing with DreamHack, WCS, DreamHack, whatever. Group stage is number 1, and even some group stage number 2. Group stage number 2 is the only one that has valid chances at upsets. I think group stage 1, I don't recall. Maybe once there was we didn't, the 2 top guys didn't get out.
So I just want to update too. Speaking of the group stages, before you get too into this, a lot of people are already asking like, why is Cass not here? And I tried to get Cass for Stefano because that looked like the sickest first match. But a lot of players aren't here, and that means like they either missed their flights or they didn't show up. So you guys who are mulling through the brackets, wondering where these names are disappearing to, it's because they are not competing.
Dang. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I kind of forgot that Stefano was here. Was there. We're not there. Everywhere. Oh, God. But yeah, that's going to be cool. But as I was saying, like, everyone who's in these groups is basically, like, you can see who's going to get out for top 2.
Yeah.
For, 90% of them. Group stage 2, it gets a lot tougher to choose who's going to get out. And then group stage 3, of course, is going to be where the real action is. And, of course, group stage 2 is also where we have the qualified people show up, right?
Yeah, that's where the much bigger names.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So all the people who actually played in the ladder events basically got seeded in, so they don't have to play a super long day, because sometimes these WCS tournaments can take forever. So a player like Showtime, who's actually in group stage 1, might just be here for quite a few hours.
So I know we missed out on Jönköping. We were busy in Toronto, but Austin I thought went pretty smooth. Granted, the playtime was long, but not for the players necessarily. It was just us for casting, but they scheduled it well, and the groups went pretty quick. So, I mean, I don't know how it'll go for this, and I don't know how it went for Jönköping, but Austin was surprisingly smooth compared to, I guess, previous iterations of DreamHack.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just know that right now the prediction is going to be at least 6 hours. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Well, that's this group stage 3 starts in 6 hours, so I guess really 8 hours.
So the Oracle gets in and doesn't do much, but Cloudy also set up this proxy pylon. I thought he was going to do a bit more, maybe see more gateways coming down, but instead just going towards Phoenix and takes a third.
Yeah.
It's not bad to just have it, but still.
Yeah, setting it up for later. I mean, the Terran's going to be at home waiting for whatever aggression you get throw at them. Once they realize that it's just an Oracle, they're still going to want to wait for Stim and Medivacs. So that pylon should live for quite some time. Ziggy might only see that as he takes his 3rd or 4th, right? Maybe get the drop over there.
By the way, we'll do subs and stuff between games, guys. I actually don't remember what WCS policy is on doing shoutouts and stuff during the middle of the game. So just big love to anybody in advance that we don't immediately shout out or give thanks to today. As Zyrob and I are still finding our bearings. 4 a.m. here, but don't mind waking up early. Get some good StarCraft going. And Cloudy already forcing the unload out of Ziggy. It's not killing the Medivacs, but he got the revelation on it. He forces them out before they get to drop. Pretty solid defense so far.
Yeah. Ziggy did open up a little unorthodox with a 2-1-1 as opposed to just a 1-1-1 Widowmine drop. Even against Oracle play, you can still see them go for a Viking and Widowmines, obviously. He's getting to Widowmines, but it's already factory with reactor. So this pressure was supposed to kind of get a little bit deeper, go a little bit farther, get a little bit more done. And now it is in time with combat shields as it breaks down these rocks. Cloudy is perfectly ready to deal with this.
Yeah, a lot of adepts on the ground. Phoenix is responding to this drop already too, picking up the Marines. Might lose one Phoenix. No, pulls it back. Not back control. Does lose it.
Yeah, but very, very light pressure with that drop, and the medevac should go down. Decides not to push in, which is probably wise even with combat shields.
Ziggy going for a Ghosts Academy real quick on 2 bases. I mean, I like the idea of Ghosts a lot. They are just incredibly expensive units, and I don't know how well this will or will not serve him getting them this early.
Well, I think this was almost I don't even know what to call it. It's not exactly a cheese build, but this is a build that we saw attempted from at least a couple other people in the past couple of months, but I mean, literally only a couple times. Because what we saw, funnily enough, was them trying to play out a game against Colossus, trying to do this build, and it just, obviously that's not the ideal situation for the Ghosts. The ideal situation is that Cloudy stays on Resident Enclave Adepts for quite some time, or even charge lots, different tactical game.
Oh, those were amazing Widow Mines.
At least they didn't get the Oracle. And then the EMPs just blanket the army, especially if Cloudy tries to be aggressive. But if Cloudy were to scout this, I think they maybe don't be aggressive, first of all. EMPs on the choke are going to be brutal. But then also try and get the Robotech.
Bait. This is sick bait. Look at this.
Yeah.
Ziggy's really hoping they just like come over and be like, sweet free medevacs.
It's a pretty cool idea. It looks like the Oracle did get shot down, by the way.
We saw it's like Essence leaving as we panned over. That was so weird.
That
But
was really
forget the baits. He's just gonna go for the march. I'm quite worried for Cloudy. Like his probe count is great. He's on 3 bases, awesome. But I don't know how well this goes. He just EMP'd the Phoenix as well, so there's not any energy to pick up units that are straggling across the map. There's no storms, no area of effect damage. It's going to be Immortals and Adepts and Cannons, funny enough. But I actually really like that he went for Cannons because he can afford it.
Yeah, he realized what was going on. I mean, there's been a severe lack of third, right? Like, not too severe, I guess. Some Tyrants just play 2 base. But then he saw the Ghost and the EMP obviously on his Phoenix. He was already on his way to Blink, and he was already on his way to upping that Robotech. It just, it's not going to come quite in time. So the Cannons can be just that little bit of extra help. They can maybe guard against the Ghosts, but the Ghosts go towards him.
No, but the Widow Mines just killed all of Cloudy's army. Man, he went in there really foolishly, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I guess he was trying to get the pounce on, like, the high ground and just snipe the Ghosts in time, but that obviously didn't work, and he just ate the Widow Mines, too.
So I guess, I don't know, was there CVs pulled to this, or is this not going away? Oh, there we go.
Didn't go away.
I was like, 15 workers are still dying. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. Well, even though Cloudy, I think, made a big mistake there, he is still, like, decently up and, like, with a decent supply here. Liberator isn't too bad. There's enough Phoenixes. Take it out, although I see very slowly.
These Widow Mines are really problematic for Cloudy. Losing that Oracle earlier I didn't think would be this big of a deal, but not having Revelation right now is actually killing him. Now, of course, the Cannons will provide detection up to about the top rim of that ramp, but not where the Widow Mines are right now. Another one's going to go off.
Okay. That had a long lock on, man. You should just probably use the disruptors to take out those Widow Mines. Adepts.
Oh my gosh. So Cloudy, he's doing other things while this goes on. This isn't just like, oh, he's being so silly with these Adepts. You know, the pylon here really paying off well. He had the Adepts go 15 workers before, another 9 now. But still, like, I was so worried he was going to throw the game to Widow Mines, frankly.
Yeah. Well, I think he could have. I think if Ziggy was also, like, he got those EMPs and then he just stayed on the ramp there. Maybe if he was more aggressive, or maybe if the Cannons weren't there, especially. Like, he's already picked up the Widow Mines and pushed forward, but he was stalled out on the ramp, despite Cloudy seemingly giving him opportunities to advance. Ooh. And now the game is just so much in Cloudy's favor.
Yeah, Liberator gets caught in the middle of the map, too. I think Ziggy, despite the fact that he is getting that third base up, is still just, like, maybe a little too behind with 31 SCVs. I mean, mules are nice. I'll be that guy, right? But I don't know if they're that nice.
No. I mean, to go for Ghost on 2 bases, even though he eventually got to his 3rd base, like, that's still a pretty expensive maneuver to do. As you can see, Ziggy didn't get any upgrades. So I was actually shocked to see that he even got a 3rd base. It didn't really matter because he lost so many SCVs, but still, I really thought it was just going to be like a 2-base pure all-in. If it doesn't work, GG out. But he's trying to play a bit of a macro game. He started building tanks.
You know, tanks and EMPs are great, but disruptors in 1-1 might be better.
I think the army's just better. I mean, Cloudy's a little scared because those tanks did a lot of damage to his Blink Stalkers, but I think he could actually take this on. A little hesitant to.
Well, the depth transfer through, and that does drag a lot of army back. These Phoenix could just swoop in and pick up the tanks, I feel.
Yeah.
And they do just that. The Adepts also get EMP, but it's not going to matter. The army out of Ziggy is on this ramp. It's actually going to have a hard time getting away for the Disruptor shot. GG. All right, so first game of the day going to Cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess after we get into this next game too, I'll go check and see if the bot's up and running. Oh, you're so loud, Artanis. Let's get away from that screen. But yeah, we have a bracket link. So there's two different brackets out there. There's the challenge one, or sorry, no, the Smash.gg one, then the Wikipedia one. And I think the Wikipedia one was a slightly out of date because it didn't update for the players that didn't show and didn't like come to compete. I was actually really sad. One of the other matches I was trying to get us while we were having trouble getting online and stuff was ours, aka Hades. I saw him in the bracket. I'm like, oh dude, this guy's been like really fun to watch on stream. Like I'm excited to see him some more. Also, I didn't realize we weren't friends until just now. I feel sad, man.
Yeah, I added you.
Yeah, that's the only reason I noticed. Oh, how do we do our portraits? I'm gonna rock my house a boot time one.
Collection.
Collections, yeah. BaseTradeTV, equipped. Nice. Everyone on the channel has like the default guy. Oh, you went for Carbot, aren't you cool?
Love the infesting.
Of course, rocking my StarCraft remastered mug for today. Or not mug, water bottle.
I was gonna say, I don't remember there being a mug.
Oh, that reminds me, later today, if we have the stamina for it, we have a sponsor meeting with somebody who wants to do something special for the celebration launch of StarCraft Remastered. So that'll be fun. I told him, hey, we're going to be casting for like, maybe 8 hours beforehand, so expect us to be exhausted and tired, but I'm down to talk. Like,
Oh boy.
anyways, hopping to game number 2. Like I said, we're going to do the intros, and Rifkin's going to mysteriously disappear for a moment so we can try and get the bot up and running, since it is currently Windows updating. Ugh. But to get the said intros out of the way, top right, I believe he's a young Polish player. It's the Yellow Terran player, Ziggy.
In the bottom left has the purple Protoss. He is Cloudy.
Also, real quick before I do run to BRB, speaking of the Ziggy tweet, for those who don't know here, context, Home Story Cup tweeted out that Ziggy, amongst others, would be attending Home Story Cup, and they accidentally tweeted a picture of Neeb with it. What I really enjoyed, though, is when called out by it, their use of the Chris Pratt, like, I don't know, like, it's just kind of like, oh, it's like a really good reaction image. 10 out of 10. Anyways, camera on you for the moment. While I go to check on the bot, I will BRB real fast.
Okay. Cloudy, Chinese player, but staying in Korea and participating in Valencia. Actually there. In fact, all of the BaseTradeTV house members went around the same time to the airport, and I don't know if they all got the same flights or something, but anyway, everyone that came to Valencia seemed to have like troubles in the airport, and I think Cloudy was one of them. He almost got stalled out on one of his connections because he was going to miss it. Like a lot of people had connection that they missed, and I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if the airport, one airport was like thunderstorming, so like they messed everything up, or just bad planning on the airplane's part. Like I have no idea.
Don't they have like a Craigslist section for that? Missed connections?
Oh, good one. But obviously Cloudy made it in time, so all good.
Yeah, the nightmare that is every big event. It's not just limited to Valencia, obviously, but when you got people traveling from all around the world, there's bound to be hiccups. It was just surprising the amount that people went through to Valencia, casters included for this.
Yeah, I've never had so many people on my Twitter feed talking to each other about their missed flights. Like, I've heard of like bad ones before, and like two people, like Thermal, I think, had like a really bad flight back home from one of these events. Or just watching his Twitter, just like, complaining about how long it took. But it was like almost everyone, it felt. So people got unlucky.
Well, you gotta consider too, I would imagine, I don't know about the weather and other effects, but it's Spain, it's summer, like this is the vacation destination, right? Like,
oh yeah, it's just like super popular. I mean, that's probably a lot of it too. So I said, that's what I was guessing, either weather problems in one of the connection cities, or just the airplanes, like, being so booked. I know like European airlines don't actually overbook though. Like they have much stricter rules than
they have
American
real
Airlines,
standards. Especially.
Yeah, they have real standards. That means they don't kick anyone off the plane. So there's that. Well, that's just a little bit of an anecdote. Obviously, the people who are here, but apparently there are still some people who just barely could make it.
You know, I wonder, and I'm sorry guys, I know there's just not a lot happening right now, but I do wonder, is a lot of the Russian guys that are missing, again, I guess Russian, but like Russian/CIS region players, I should say more accurately, like, I do wonder if there was a visa-related issue maybe, or what the case may have been, but it's really disappointing to see so many of those guys not show too, because maybe not the best players and maybe not the most well-known, but still we know a lot of them because we get to cast them and they're fun.
Right. I know Wardy is talking about his visa issues, but that was a whole nother thing.
Well, the beautiful thing about WCS, guys, is there's a round of 80. That's what we're casting right now. A round of 80. I don't know the last time I've seen anything this big, and the fact that this is like a region-locked round of 80 that doesn't have like Koreans also adding to it, like, it's just insane. I get bogged down by the dead memes sometimes, and you see this many people still playing the game, and you're like, cool. Even though some of these guys know they're not gonna win, it's still the fact that they came out to play, which is really cool.
I think it's just in general, like, Europe has that kind of almost, especially a place like Valencia, I think. Maybe other countries, I don't know. Oh, what? Okay. I don't know much about, but...
Debated. Skamazed.
I think a lot of people, like, you know, in America, this time in America, like, a person in California is not going to go to Virginia because it costs $500 plus all the hotel stay. And it's like, what do I do in Virginia besides play at the tournament, right? Like, who cares? But I feel like Valencia, not only people are paying, like, train ticket prices from a lot of different countries, but also they're just like, yeah, I'm going to also vacation, like, while I'm there, man. It's going to be great.
I wonder how heartbroken the fans are, though. Like, because it would have been last year, you could have possibly, no, maybe it's more than a year. But as you say, Luciferon and, like, Vortex, you had, like, the hometown heroes. Not really the case anymore.
I thought Vortex had signed up.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I was just speaking generally here, because both of them kind of out of the game, back into heroes again, I think.
Yeah, that is true. They were, I mean, they were the most popular Spanish players, I think, so...
Also, as the game begins to shape up, I'll quickly address this out of chat. What is this, qualifiers or something? I guess in a way you could describe it as that. This is the main event, though. This is the real deal, guys. WCS Valencia is happening live at DreamHack. And this is all going on. So we're past, like, the qualifiers to the tournaments, anything like that. We're actually in the thick of it now. And this is just the big, big, big bracket to start it off.
Yeah, absolutely huge. And then the people that you're expecting to see are going to be coming later, as well as the main stage, all in about like 2.5 hours.
So a couple of things have started to go down there, I guess, worth talking about. First off, Ziggy playing really defensively here, and funny enough, like, ironically, I guess not defensively enough. Like, no anti-air costs him a whole tank. That shouldn't happen this early.
He's not just playing defensively; he's playing Sky Terran. There's no stim. There's no marine production.
Ooh.
He just went straight to starports.
Okay, Ziggy, you've done it. Congratulations. 3 starports, you've won a place in my heart. Way to go, kid. Win or lose, Ziggy is now a branded name for Rifkin.
Yeah. Cloud is probably very confused by this, by the way. So he sees a third base that is, like, obviously quick because he saw it being built in the main base. But other than that, he hasn't seen what is happening. He's like, okay, where's the bio? Why are there so many tanks? If there's so many tanks, why didn't you push me with tanks? Like, the way that Ziggy's playing is, to us, very obvious defensive turtle Sky Terran. But Cloud is just, like, not seen at a Sky Terran yet. So I think he's about to here.
To be clear, this is not necessarily a good way to play against Protoss. You'd see it a lot more if that's the case. But, oh, dude, that's not Liberator range like I thought it was going to be.
What?
Oh my god. Alright, everyone, bookmark it. Ziggy, write it down.
You know what?
What's his Twitter? Someone find me his Twitter right now. I'm gonna follow this kid so hard.
Ziggy is just appealing to both of us. Apparently studying Korean is gonna, like, move to Korea soon. Or I guess when he graduates, that is, and then he's also going battle cruisers right here and now.
Okay, if we can talk about the potential merits of Cool here. First off, I don't know why he's gone back to invest into Marines. Bioweapons upgrade. Okay, battle cruisers are so freaking cool versus Protoss, and I'm not gonna say good, but cool, because they're really hard to kill. Even if you got a lot of stalkers hammering away at them, right? Unless you've gone to Tempest or otherwise, like, these are not units that will go down quickly. I think it's Cloudy though identified that this might, like, just maybe be the case, and throws down this fleet beacon. So with the 2 extra Stargates, he should be okay to deal with this. But this is that dynamic then where, okay, your battlecruiser gets caught by the Tempest. What do? You instantly teleport away without taking any damage. Like, there's a lot of ways that this engagement can be really funny and really good and really trolly. And I think in every way possible through a normal game on 4 bases, make no mistake, Cloudy's going to have the upper hand at every turn this game. But Ziggy's got the opportunity to do cool things like float these over here, and then when they get attacked, teleport back home. Like the most untouchable harass of all time.
Yeah, it's cool. Cloudy really did not see it coming like quite as fast as he definitely would have liked. He already invested in charge, which if it really was pure Sky Terran would be kind of useless. He didn't really get a lot of expansions as he would have wanted to if it was really totally Sky Terran. But Ziggy, like, he's going back in a bio, and I'm just gonna say, I don't like this choice. I don't think going back in a bio when they're building Tempest is a good idea. Well,
so I think it's an interesting dynamic one way or the other, but I just want to note he did go battlecruisers without investing in Yamato cannon. So he actually can't one-shot these stalkers like you normally would, and just laugh your way to the bank while 2 of them try to shoot you down. So a bit of a mistake here, and the Tempest are already in play. This is A for effort, but F for execution. As in, pay your respects in chat, guys.
This seems very unpolished as an opener here. Like, a battlecruiser rush can really surprise someone, and as you said, like, you mono down 1 or 2 of the stalkers.
Oh, why? What?
It's trouble. But yeah, he's only gone for the couple battlecruisers, and it's too late to really say that they're going to get really good harassment. And he's going back into inferior units with inferior upgrades that Cloudy is going to recognize with this, and then just be like, okay, let me just like continue making charge lots and maybe get Storm.
It's not just this, it's the fact that he just swapped those 2 barracks over. I was asking why, because he doesn't need to be making 4 Marauders at a time. He needs a lot of Marines, you know?
See, now this would be a beautiful thing, I think, if he was pure Stalker. But what Protoss sees a Sky Terran being built and goes, well, I guess pure Stalker is the way to beat it? Like, very few think that's going to have that timing to work, because, like on 3 bases, it's going to be difficult to break.
Old and more conventional ways of doing this, where like you would get the speed banshees and otherwise, I think mass stalkers would be a great answer. But yeah, you use battle cruisers to bait. It's not going to be the direction I think you want this to go.
Like, when you play against mech, there are really 2 options for the Protoss. And let's say that Sky Terran's kind of like mech a lot. You're supposed to turtle more, and it's about big, beefy units. Well, can't speak. Usually, even then, like, you can go for mass ground, but it's a bit more difficult. He's got to play defense stone, but he loses the Raven immediately. I think the Tempests are always just going to be the better option if you think you have the time.
No Yamato cannon to lock on anything here. Relying purely on the Marines for DPS. He will catch some of the Tempests off guard, but doesn't give chase. A lot of these Templar are also possibly exposed.
Yeah, if he had the Templar, this
Storm's
is a
not done.
contact
Oh, he doesn't know this, though.
It is done. Yeah, you gotta assume, right?
Okay, well, not bringing up the battlecruisers, that's gonna hurt. He sees the Templar at least, so he does move in a ghost. EMP's possibly on the horizon, but I can't help but look at those upgrades. I know it's late to the party, but it's so hard to actually look at.
Yeah. So the Tempests, they attack the Liberators. They tear them down from a range. If the bio ever tries to come up on them, the Storm comes down. Even if the EMPs try and come down, the Tempest should be able to kill the ghosts.
Teleports in from behind, but those Storms missed most of the bio zombie grub. This might actually work for Ziggy.
It really did. He missed the backside.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, he's on like so many bases. He can afford to make mistakes, but you have that instant of like moment of just wait a minute. Did I just throw the game?
Yeah, that was the worst case scenario for Cloudy. Best case for Ziggy. I mean, that concave was going to be the best situation possible, but it's better than it was supposed to be. Cloudy also, I think, is just kind of... So we got a lot of high Templars, which is exactly what he wanted to do, but then he kind of like didn't get a lot of charge lots. I think that those could have helped in that situation too.
I got to figure it out. You know why the Storms missed? I figured it out. Cloudy, for those who don't know, is a Chinese player, and the Chinese server to any other server is usually quite laggy. Now, granted, he's been playing the Korean house, so this logic makes no sense, but hear me out, okay? Plays in China, has to deal with lag, is used to compensating first hit lag, so he throws down the Storms expecting like a 2-second delay, but it's instantaneous because we're in a land setting.
Oh, man. It's like, who was that asked for a different server so they'd have a little bit of ping?
Oh, Masa or something weird recently.
It was so weird. Like, like taking it seriously. But they apparently were serious.
Alright, well, Liberates get some pretty okay damage done to the ropes. Nothing too phenomenal, especially to a player who's on so many bases. Zealot doesn't even get fully cleaned up. Yikes. But, you know, Ziggy was most, I think, hurting from his opener due to upgrades. And the weird... I'm going to call it Battlecruiser bait, frankly. Like, maybe he was just hoping to bait out Tempest. That was all part of his master plan. But if he has enough time to get these upgrades up for the bio, like, 3-3 is totally doable, totally workable.
So the reason that I don't really have a lot of faith in this is that...
Oh, I don't
guess
either.
maybe-
Let me just make my stance clear.
Okay, well, it's like it's definitely biased, but also just, you know, dozens of games where it has gotten a late game. You don't want to be up against a Protoss 200 with Tempest and Storm. Like, that's your worst case scenario as a Terran player. Best case, you like cheese them or kill them in the mid game. So the fact that like Ziggy almost like welcomes the late game scenario here is whereas I'm just like, I would never play this style, even if he has survived this long. I mean, we're talking like Ziggy's gonna lose, and it's, you know, obviously it's possible. Cloudy has a couple more advantages, but Ziggy, like, he just took a good fight with a concave. He could definitely take one again. If he wins this game, it'd be, you know, mind blown. But I would never try and get into this scenario.
So, my apologies for looking away from the fight. We saw a couple of bio die, but I was just more intrigued. Ziggy's actually double expanding while this goes on. 2 more starports. I tell you what, Ziggy has got to be one of the most ambitious players I've seen. If he could pull any of this off, I would actually be greatly impressed. And he's not too far off from doing it, but it is just like that barely. Colossus gets focused down. Scan reveals all the stealth. Storm hitting all the Vikings. Oh, no!
The Archon even got some action in there. Ziggy, surprisingly, not just like crashing hard in supply, but doesn't have good supply anymore.
Right, if it wasn't for this warp in, I think he maybe could have sustained this. But, oh, the tempo on the left side. Oh, GG. Cloudy will take a 2-0 for the series. Good way to start off his group.
I don't know. Kudos to Ziggy still. It's 2-0.
Dude, I give that kid gets like all the Rift and love. Battle cruisers, win or lose. You win battle cruisers in a professional game. This is a Blizzard, technically in the running for BlizzCon WCS event. You go battle cruisers like that, you got me in your corner, kid. I'll tell you that much. No matter how else the rest of the game went. So, I don't actually know. Are we just sticking with this group? Is that how it's gonna work? Or I don't know how format for things goes. I think Optimus is in this group, right?
Yes, he is. So I wouldn't mind catching Optimus, I assume,
'cause
versus Cloudy.
I was gonna say Optimus versus Cloudy would be a very fun series to watch. I think as a follow-up. What we're gonna do, guys, is go to a quick commercial break, just 2 minutes. We'll try and get a hold of the players, and it should be another TvP, but with a no disrespect to Ziggy, but like a much better Terran player. I have a lot of respect for Optimus. He's won us over as well. But we'll see you guys soon.